Hi, my name is John, and this is Truth Tuesday. I want to start off with a question today. Where do you find your peace? Where do you find your peace? Is it in a person? Is it in a place? Is it in a time period? Is it in an event, something that goes on? Where do you find your peace? For me, personally, I find my peace when the waiting is finally over. All right. There are certain things in my life, and I've been this way since I was a child. Okay. I was the kid that did not fall asleep before Christmas. I was a kid that didn't fall asleep the night before Thanksgiving. Okay. We had a 2-hour drive to my grandparents the next day. I couldn't fall asleep on the drive. I couldn't fall asleep because I was just so ready for it to happen. I was so tired of waiting. Patience is not, my strong suit. Okay. I am somebody that feels at peace when things finally happen, whether it's, a church event because I've planned and I've gotten things ready and I want it to finally happen, or it's something as unserious as a big game, if Ohio State is playing football or basketball or something, I feel at peace when the game is finally on. Something that is, quite frankly, much more serious than those two things is, with my family. And specifically the birth of my daughter. My wife went through this long pregnancy, just like everybody does, these 9 months of waiting for our daughter to finally be here. And so many things that we did, not just taking care of her and getting things ready, but getting the house ready, buying all the items that we needed, everything that goes into it. And so I thought to myself, well, once we finally get to the hospital, I'll feel more at peace because she'll be in her room. There will be nurses. She'll be communicating with the doctor more frequently. I'll feel more at peace. No. All right. I did not feel at peace there either. And so as I was still feeling kind of stressed and anxious, I thought to myself, well, maybe once she's here, once the birth happens and my daughter is here and I know that my wife is okay, things will be better. No. Okay. My daughter went to the NICU when she was born. Okay. A lot of different reasons for that, but just to let you know, she went to the NICU. And so I did not feel peace at that moment either, right? I went to go visit her time and time again during the day. And all at the same time, I'm trying to take care of my wife and help her to go visit her too. And of course, there's emotional attachment things going on between the two of us with each other. And then also our daughter. I mean, I've just felt no peace while I was there. And then finally, I'm told that, we're going to take her home that afternoon. We're going to take our daughter home. We're going to go home. And I was just so ecstatic because I thought, finally, I can be at peace. We're going to take her home. She's going to be at our house. She's going to be with us all the time. We don't have to worry about anything else. We are finally going to be with her. No. Okay. If you're a parent, you know where I'm coming from. You get the baby home and you think, oh, everything's much better, but you have a whole new list of things to worry about and not be at peace about. Now, in all those situations, I did feel some peace, right? I felt the peace that we were at the hospital. I felt the peace that my daughter was there, physically there, and she was born. I felt the peace that we had come home. But through it all, it was all counterfeit peace. Because through it all, there was always something else that I needed peace about. There was always something else. And if you're not a parent, there's something like this in your life too. I know there is because I've experienced it in other areas of my life as well. Because there's no real cornerstone for peace in our lives. You can feel peace in one area, but that's just going to bring you to being stressed and anxious about another area of your life. And Jesus knew that. In fact, here's what Jesus said. In John chapter 16, verse 33, he says this. I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulations. But take heart, I have overcome the world. You see, the real peace that we experience from Jesus is the cornerstone of all of our peace. It is what we can always come back to. And what's funny to me, and I know it's not even Thanksgiving yet, but I'm going to talk about Christmas a little bit today. What's funny to me is that bringing the Prince of Peace into this world had to have been one of the most unpeaceful things ever for the people who were bringing him into the world, right? Mary and Joseph. Okay, Mary gets news that she is going to be a virgin mother and she's going to give birth to the son when she has never had anything that would even remotely get her pregnant, right? This boy, this man, boy, whatever age you want to call him, Joseph, right? He was getting ready to marry this girl that he thought, well, I've never been with her. How is she pregnant? This has to be somebody else's baby. And so he's having dreams telling him, urging him to still marry her. And on top of all of this, he has to have the census taken, and as he's traveling for it, his wife is going to give birth and there's no place for him to stay to make that happen. I mean, how much more unpeaceful can you get? How much more unpeaceful can you get? But even through the midst of all that unpeacefulness, the cornerstone of our peace was born. The one who would be the source of all of our hope in life by dying on the cross for us was born. And that's really what I'm trying to get at today, is that we're going to try and find peace in our lives. And if it's not Jesus, it's counterfeit. Because it's just going to lead us searching for peace somewhere else. But peace is offered to you today. And it's a peace that you might still struggle sometimes, but it's a peace that you can always come back to. Like I said, it's the cornerstone of your peace, that you can grow in your faith, that you can grow in your trust in God, that you can grow in your relationship with God and continually look back to that peace, so that when things happen in your life that makes you feel unpeaceful, you always have that peace to look at. You always have that peace to rest on, that Jesus came to die for you. And Jesus came to die for your friends and your family. And that if we just trust in him, that if we just know him, if we would just grasp that peace, that we would feel a peace like no other in this world, something that we can always lean on. Look in James chapter 1. Verses 2 through 4. And I just want to end this today because I think it's so fitting for peace in our lives. Verses 2 through 4, it says, "Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity for great joy. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing." I love that last part. Needing nothing. There is no other peace on this earth that can compare to the peace that Jesus offers us. It is all counterfeit compared to what he gives us. That not just on this world, on this planet, you can have peace, but you can have peace in the years and the days and the timeless period to come, because you can spend an eternity with Jesus. Thanks for listening to Truth Tuesday. Have a great Tuesday.